And then just remember with this class, because we do visual and vestibular work, to take it slow and take it easy. If you start to feel dizzy, nauseous, tired eyes, watery eyes, itchy eyes, anything like that, remember that's all okay, but it means that you've met your edge. So you want to back off a little bit, grab some water, close your eyes just to help reset the nervous system. And I think that is it. Great. Okay, so let's put this down. We'll come back to a grounded, seated, or standing position of some sort. Okay, let's just start with a few shoulder circle rolls. Just trying to come into the upper body a little bit more. Noticing how your neck is feeling, how your shoulders are feeling. Okay. And we'll still the body, we'll close the eyes. We'll just start by coming into the breath. Just trying to let that inhale sink as deep and as low as you can. And then let's just start with a simple body scan today. We'll move from our head to our feet. And just seeing how much of your body you can sense, you can feel, maybe what parts of your body feel sticky as we move down. So just noticing how your jaw, how your neck, maybe the tops of your shoulders are feeling. Feel free to wiggle any of these parts. And then moving down and out through your arms. How does the top of your arms feel compared to the bottom of your arms? How does your left hand feel compared to your right hand? And then moving down into the chest, just noticing if you're holding any extra tension in the chest. This is an easy place where we sometimes hold that. Noticing how your upper back, your mid back, and low back feel. How does your stomach feel this morning? And then down into your hips, whether or not you have sensation there, just seeing what comes through for you, seeing what you can sense. Maybe noticing the tops of your legs compared to the bottoms of your legs. And then how do your feet feel? Can you feel the base of the wheelchair or the floor under you? If you're able to wiggle the toes, maybe give the toes a wiggle. Go ahead and set your intention for class today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. I love when I open my eyes and I see more people on the Zoom screen. It's exciting. Okay, let's take fingertips to that area just under the collarbone. So we're just going to start by calming the nervous system today and just finding that tapping all the way across the chest. And as you do this, I just want you just to gently, don't force anything here, but I just want you to start to kind of look around you. Looking to the left, looking to the right, looking above you. You're just noticing the room, noticing the space you have around you, making some objective observations. I'm seated on top of a green mat. There's 3 windows in this room. So just noticing, taking in your surroundings, your environment. Okay, good. And then we're going to leave our fingertips right at the base of the collarbones. And I just want you to pull that skin down. And then you're going to tilt your head, look up, slide the lower jaw forward. And then release the skin, tuck the chin into the throat. As you pull the skin down, head looks up. Lower jaw slides forward. Eyes go up. So what's the furthest thing back on the ceiling that you can see? And then release, tuck the chin into the throat. Slide your fingertips over to the left side under your left collarbone. And I want you to pull the skin there, and you're gonna tilt your head and look up and to the right. And then release. And then bring your fingertips over under that right collarbone. Look up and to the left. Ooh-wee. And then release. Do one more each side. Fingertips over, tilting the head up at a diagonal. You might feel this stretch all the way into the ear. That's totally okay. And then last one on the other side, up at a diagonal. And then release. Good. We'll shake the hands out. Okay, let's come to our head scratch. So just taking your fingernails or your knuckles, giving your entire scalp a really nice massage. Maybe giving an extra bit of attention if you've got those tender or sensitive spots on your scalp. Okay, good. And then give the hands another shake. Just notice how the head is feeling. And then we're going to take thumbs or knuckles, and we're going to just very softly touch the inner corner of your eyebrows. And I'm applying just a tiny bit of pressure upward. Just a little bit. Try not to overdo this one. You can close your eyes and just hold there. We've got some acupressure points here that help calm the nervous system. And then you can release that, and then using either your fingers or your knuckles, just whatever feels good. I just want you to massage going from the inside of your eyebrow to the outside. So I've got my knuckles kind of right over the eyebrow. We have muscles that attach right into this area that come up over the forehead. And when we're concerned or stressed or anxious, this is just another place, when we furrow our eyebrows, it's just another place we sometimes hold some extra tension that we don't necessarily need to hold on to. Yeah, good. And then shake the hands again. Let's bring that right into the jaw. So knuckles right under your cheekbones, finding the drag going down. Yeah, let your jaw go slack as you drag the fist down. And just doing that a few times through, moving nice and slow, making sure that you're staying over the soft tissue side of your face. You're gonna know when you're not on the muscle because it's gonna feel really awkward. You're gonna feel like you're pushing your cheeks into your teeth. So we're trying to hit more of the muscles closer to the ear. Yeah, good. One more there. Give one more shake with the hands. We'll grab the earlobes. If grabbing the earlobes is hard for you, you can just use your knuckles, placing them into your outer ear hole. And I want you to drag your earlobes down and back. Again, just a gentle tug. You only need to pull really as much as you can until that ear pulls back on you. And then as you do this, I want you just to softly open and close your jaw. You don't need to go really wide, but just open and close. Just trying to create a little bit more space in that area. If there's any pain here, back off. Yeah, okay, and release that. Grab the upper back corner of your ear. Pull the ears up and back. For those of you using your knuckles, just push your ears up and back. And you're gonna do the same thing, opening and closing the jaw. Don't force it here, and if there's pain, back off. Yeah, and release that. Awesome. We're just gonna do a little bit of an eye warm up. So I'm just gonna have you go right into grabbing your 2 pencils before we do some of our body tapping. And you're just gonna hold the pencils out, back up a little bit. They don't have to be super wide, but holding those pencils out in front of you, maybe a few feet apart from each other. And you're gonna jump your eyes, just your eyes, back and forth from left to right pencil, making sure your eyes don't jump to the next pencil unless you can focus on it. So focusing and then jumping the eyes back and forth. I want you to do about 20 in each direction, 20 side to side, 20 up down, 20 on one diagonal, 20 on the other diagonal. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, you're going to be doing the exact same thing, but you're going to be moving your head between the 2 pencils. Okay, so pointing the nose at one pencil, pointing the nose at the other pencil, shaking your head left to right, up and down, and then at the 2 diagonals. Yeah, pencils don't have to be super far away from each other. We're just keeping this really easy to start because it's our warm up still. So you don't need to challenge the eyes too much here. I'd rather it be quick movements with the eyes as opposed to your eyes really straining. When you've done 20 in all of the directions, I'm just gonna have you find a roll down to the floor so that I know that you're done. Yeah, I still see folks are moving through that. That's fine, take your time. Mm-hmm. I love some of the objects that we're using for this exercise. Doreen, that's great. Okay, when you're done with that, no rush. We're gonna come to some body tapping here. I'm just gonna have you start with your neck. This is gonna be really light. I'm using an open hand, and I'm just gonna start by brushing down, almost as if like if I had just gotten a haircut and if I had hair on the back of my neck and I was just trying to get that hair off. So I'm just brushing down the back of my head, the sides, and the back of my neck. Can even come to the front of the neck a little bit, just bringing some attention to that area. And then you're going to keep doing that. So brushing down the chest, down the belly, the sides of your belly. If you're able to reach your low back, brushing the low back off. And then coming to one arm, again, like you were trying to get water or something off of your arm. So swiping your arm from the top to the bottom. Yep. Making sure you get the hand if you're able to. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Going across the elbow, the wrist, the hand, all of the joints. Good. And then we'll bring that into the lower body. So brushing off the tops of the thighs, the side of the thighs, the insides, over the knees. You can stay with the tops of your legs, but if you're able to reach the bottoms of your legs, go ahead and find that sweep all the way down through the bottoms. And then out through the feet. Okay, good. Shake the hands out. We'll bring hands back to the stomach. You're going to find a clockwise circling, giving your belly a belly rub here. For those of you that have been doing this with me for a while, if it feels good for you to add in a little bit more pressure, if you're finding that you can sink your hands in, deeper, and you hit a tender spot, remember to hold that tender spot, take an inhale, and then move on to the next one. You can come all the way, you can trace the outline of your ribs. Does it feel like you have a hard time sinking your fingers in on one side compared to the other side? Maybe it's more sensitive on one side. Okay, and then we're going to take hands. We're going to start, if you're able to, taking your thumbs, reaching around to the top back part of your pelvis. And you're just going to trace the outline of your pelvis from the back to the front. So the top part of your pelvis, just tracing that outline. And then also making sure you're not holding your breath here. This can also have some tender spots. We have a lot of muscle attachments in this area. And then can you start to work your way up a little bit? You're still doing the same motion, swiping from the back to the front. But can we start to move up the body closer to the ribs until we get to the base of the ribs? And now we're just doing the same thing along the base of the ribs. Couple more times. Good, and we'll shake that out. Okay, let's give a little bit more focus to the lower body here. So for those of you that are able to reach your feet, I'm gonna have you start with finger and toe weaving, moving the hand back and forth. And then just finding I call this one wringing of the towel. So as if your foot were a towel and you were wringing out that towel just back and forth to help mobilize your forefoot. For those of you where it's kind of hard to reach the foot, but you're able to reach the lower leg, I'm just going to show you up here. You're going to find a twist around the ankle, just using your hands or your knuckles, just bringing attention to the ankle, and then you're going to work your way up your lower leg. So just dragging your hands. There's really no wrong way to do this. You can use knuckles or an open hand, but dragging from the ankle to the knee. And then when you get to the knee, just finding, again, a little twist around the knee, bringing some attention to the knee and a rub over the knee. For those of you that are unable to reach the lower leg, you're going to be doing the same thing on the upper leg. I'm using a soft fist on my upper leg, dragging from my knee to my hip. And if you're able to, make sure you get the inside of your thigh. Whenever we do this kind of work, it's kind of easy to forget the insides of the legs. But that area can be really tightened and shortened on a lot of us. I have a lot of clients that have spasm patterns where their legs spasm together. If that's you, you might notice this area is sensitive and tender. Okay, so leave it up. When you're done with that side, we'll move to the other side. Again, same thing here, either working with the feet, the lower leg, or the upper leg, whatever you're able to reach, or all of them, if you want to do all of them. Remember, the more information that your brain has about your body, whether or not you have sensation in that area, the better decisions your brain is going to be able to make, and the better your movement is going to be. So the more that we can use self-touch and tapping and rubbing the happier our brains are going to be. Remember to get the inside of the thigh and or inside of the calf. Okay, awesome. Let's finish with a little bit of hand work here. So we'll start with a hand rub. And then rubbing the backs of your hands. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a little experiment here. You can use either the knuckle of one of your hands. So I'm using one of my left knuckles to massage my right thumb pad. Okay, and my right hand is just relaxed. It's just totally relaxed right now. If it's hard for you to use your knuckle, you can use maybe a part of your chair. You can rub it on like a corner or a door frame even. Sometimes I like to do it on a table so my other hand doesn't have to work. And I just want you to, so I'm just circling and kind of shaking out my thumb pad, and notice if that's tender for you. For those of you that are on the computer or texting a lot, using technology, driving a lot, this can be a really tender area for you. And then I want you to hit the pinky pad. So the pad of your hand where your pinky attaches onto. So I'm still kind of staying in the palm, and I'm rubbing up and down on the outside of the pinky and on the palm side of the pinky. And again, this can be kind of a tender area for people. Yeah, shake that hand out. Notice how that side feels, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Using your knuckle to massage the thumb pad. And then using your knuckles to massage the pinky pad and kind of the outside of the pinky, like the very lateral edge of the hand. When I'm driving, I like to rest my hand on part of the middle console of my car, and I kind of massage my hand as I'm driving. So these things you don't always have to do, you don't have to carve out time for. You can use objects around you to give you a little bit of self-massage, especially if you're tender in these areas. Okay, good. Give the hands one more shake. Give the arms a shake. Let that shake move into your upper body. And then you're gonna let your jaw go slack, and we're gonna go ah, and then we're gonna go e. Show me your teeth when you say e. Good. And the last one, you're gonna stick out your tongue and go ah. Okay, good. Awesome. Nice work, everybody. Okay, go ahead and grab your letter ball. For those of you that have been playing letter ball for a while, I'm just going to have you go right into it. If there's any new faces on here, I'm just going to quickly walk you through this, and then I'm going to start to layer on. Okay, so holding that letter ball, you're going to move it away from you at any angle around your body that you like. You're going to say the first letter or number you see, and then pull it back into your body. Pull it away at a different angle, say the first letter or number you see, pull it back into your body. And you're just going to repeat, moving that ball all the way around you at different angles, above you, in front of you, below you, behind you, saying the first letter number you see, and then repeating. For those of you that are able to throw and catch, I know sometimes you lose the ball, but this is a really great way to challenge yourself and add in a little bit of unpredictability. So if you can bounce it against a wall, oops, against a wall near you, or the floor, or even just throwing it back and forth from one hand to the other hand if you're able to do that. So you can get creative here. The more unpredictable you can make this game, the more it's going to challenge your visual system. Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's nice. Yeah. And also just a side note on balls, if you are throwing or bouncing it against something, if you feel like that's getting too easy, if you get a smaller ball and or a bouncier ball, it's going to make this game a lot harder. In the other direction, if you want to make it easier, like you're finding that you're having a hard time either catching or moving the ball around you, you can get a bigger ball and a squishier ball that maybe doesn't bounce so aggressively. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start bringing in some brain speed with this. Okay, so let's go. Every time you catch a letter, I'm gonna have your, make sure I can mirror you and say this. When you catch a letter, right hand is gonna tap left leg. When you catch, sorry, that was letter, right? So letter, right hand touches left leg. And then when you catch a number, left hand is gonna tap right leg. Okay, so number, tap the right leg, letter, tap the left leg. Number, tap the right leg, letter, tap the left leg. And you can even do it with the ball. Like if you've got the ball in that hand, you can just tap the leg with that ball. Remember, you're trying to do this one as quick as you can. We're testing your brain speed here. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch folks here. Yeah, make sure you don't skip above your head. I know it's hard for some of you to reach above your head or to catch above your head, but make sure you're not ignoring that whole area above your head. Yeah, there we go. Nice, everyone. That looks good. Okay, just do a few more throws. And then I'm going to switch it. We're just going to do the exact opposite. Okay, so now when you catch a number, you're going to tap the left leg. When you catch a number, you're going to tap the right leg. Did I say that right? Oh my goodness. Do the opposite of what you were just doing. When I mirror you, it really complicates things on my end. So do the exact opposite of what you were just doing. Because I can't exactly remember what I told you to do the first time. Yeah, nice, everybody. I don't remember. Okay, Cynthia, I think it was. Um, let's see, I had told you, let me face this way. I told you, I think I had told you to tap your left leg when you were doing a letter. So now tap your left leg when you're doing a number. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So left leg for numbers, right leg for letters. Left leg for numbers, right leg for letters. You know, it's bad when I can't even keep track. Okay, maybe do 5 or 6 more throws. Yeah. Okay, nice work, everyone. Okay, we'll put the letter ball down. I'm gonna have you grab your pencils, and we're just gonna come back to some of that. Actually, I'm gonna stay zoomed into the camera. Okay, we're gonna play with VOR and the VOR cancellation like we were working on before I left for this trip. If you can't remember, no worries, I'm just gonna walk you through this again. So starting with, and we're all gonna do this one together here. So starting with just the normal VOR. So holding the pencil out in front of you. So pencil is at eye distance. You're going to keep your eyes locked on the tip of the pencil in front of you, and you're going to start by quickly shaking your head left to right. Remember, though, you're only going to move as quickly as you can and as far as you can in each direction, where the tip of that pencil still stays in focus for you. The faster you move your head and the bigger range of motion you move your head in, the more challenging this will be for your vestibular system. So if you really want to challenge yourself today, you're going to do a really quick shake of your head left to right. If you start to feel dizzy or nauseous, or this is new to you, then take it slow and take it easy. Yeah, and yeah, that's great. For my standing athletes out there, if standing is a balance challenge enough as is, then stay as you are. If you want to make it harder, you can either balance on one leg or you can put one foot in front of the other as if you were walking a tightrope. Yeah, okay, good. We're going to switch now. So looking at that pencil, and now you're going to nod your head yes. So nod your head up and down. Eyes stay locked on the pencil in front of you. Yeah, this is a reminder too, for those of you with fused cervical vertebra, if you want to make this more of a challenge, so if you're moving the whole chest, remember that the pencil, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. You know who you are. The pencil can move. So you'll see that I'm actually moving the pencil in the opposite direction. So it challenges my eyes a little bit more. And I have to track the pencil as my head and my chest move together. Yes, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Okay, for those of you balancing or walking the tightrope, switch legs and or switch the orientation of your feet. Okay, yeah, and then we're gonna find a diagonal. So moving your head maybe up and to the left, down and to the right, like your head is doing the disco. Same rules apply. If you want to make it harder, move faster. If you want to make it easier, move slower. If you are dizzy, back off, take a break, close your eyes. Yeah. When I do this one, I think of my nose as doing the disco. Like I want my nose to go up at a diagonal. I want my nose to go down at a diagonal. I point my nose up at a diagonal. I point my nose down. There's a component of this that takes some coordination with the head and the neck. So if this one doesn't feel as natural, that's okay. It can take a little bit of coordination. Okay, and then we're gonna switch the diagonal. Last one, I promise, then I'll give you a break. Just switching that direction, going up and to the right, down and to the left. And then we'll do a little bit more spinal mobilization after this to give your eyes a break and your ears a break. Okay, yeah, I feel like I see people fading. Good, maybe do 5 or 6 more. When you've done those 5 or 6, place those pencils down. Let's just do a reset here. We'll take both arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers if you're able to. Shrug everything up. Take an inhale. And exhale, find an articulating roll as far down to the ground as you can. Pause here at the bottom. Let's just take a few breaths here at the bottom. Try to breathe into the backs of your ribs. And then on that last exhale, we're going to slowly roll ourselves back up. Coming back up to the center. Good. You're going to let the arms drape across the top of your head if you can. If you're unable to do that, you can always cross the arms over the chest. We're going to come into a side bend to the left. And a side bend to the right. And as I'm doing this, I'm giving each elbow a little bit of a pull, just to help open up that side of the ribs a little bit more. Good, side bend left and right. Going back to the center. I'm going to side bend kind of a diagonal, so kind of down and to the left. And then back to the center, and then slightly down and to the right. And to the center. Yeah, let's do that one more time. Down and to the left. And center, and down and to the right. Good, and coming back to the center, awesome. Okay, hands can come to the waist here. We'll just do a little bit of pelvis and or spinal mobilization here. So for folks, if you're able to, if you have movement in your pelvis, excuse me, I just want you to start with a tail tuck and a tail lift. Okay, so this is really just coming from my pelvis and low back area. For those of you that want to do this more from the ribs, you're going to be doing the same thing, but just coming more from the ribs. So rounding the spine back, pulling the spine forward, rounding back, pulling forward. You can keep your hands on your ribs, on the sides of your ribs, whatever makes sense to you, whatever feels good. For those of you standing, if you want to bring it into a bigger movement, you can really tuck the tail, let the knees bend, and then you can open the arms, arc the back. Yeah, like you're trying to get as big as possible. Tuck the tail, bend the knees, round the spine, and then get big and arc the back. The breath for all of these, regardless of what you're doing, is going to be inhale to lift, to do the lifting movement, and then exhale to do the tucking movement. Inhale to lift, exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. That's it. Nice, everybody. Exhale, tuck. Let's just do one more. Lift and tuck. Good. And coming back to the center. Okay, we're going to bring that into a translation side to side. So I just want this movement to come from the ribs. The hips are going to stay stable. Shifting the ribs to the right and then to the left. And we're just going to glide right from one into the other. Remember, for this one, you're trying to keep shoulders and ribs parallel with the floor. So not a side bend, but a gliding translation. I like to think of this one as like your body's kind of becoming this staircase or this escalator going up. Yeah, this is a really good one to help mobilize some of the organs. You might even hear some stomach sounds if you're doing this one, if you ate recently. Okay. And we're going to connect all 4 of those movements, and we're going to find the hula hooping of the ribs around the pelvis. And then we're just gonna bring the arms into that. There's no wrong way to do the arms. I'm just doing right now kind of a sweeping movement. So I'm moving my arms in the direction that my ribs are moving, as if I was like wiping off a table in front of me and then pulling it in towards me. But I'm really focusing on that movement coming from my ribs. Yeah, and then can we switch directions? And maybe really trying to open up the fingers, spread the fingers as you hula hoop the ribs around. Inhale to reach and exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach, exhale, pull in. Let's do a few more in this direction. That looks really nice, everybody. A lot of our day we spend in a forward and a back movement. So it's nice to bring these circular movements into these kind of routines because it's just something different for the body. Yeah. Okay, let's bring both arms up, just coming into a double backstroke here, circling the arms back around behind us. All right. Good. We'll shake the arms out. You can shake the legs out if you're standing. Okay. We're just going to finish with one more visual one here. So we're going to do the pencil push-ups. So for folks that are blind or visually impaired, stay with me for a second. I'm going to give you something different. So holding that pencil out in front of you, for those of you that have glasses, remember if you're able to take them off and still clearly see the pencil at arm's distance in front of you, then you can slip those glasses off. Okay, so looking at the tip of that pencil, you're gonna bring the tip of the pencil in towards your eyes. You're gonna stop if or when you start to see two pencils, and then you're gonna pull the pencil away from your eyes. Slowly pull it in. If or when you start to see two pencils, pull it away. If you can pull that pencil all the way into your nose and you only see one pencil, then I want you to pull it all the way into your nose. If that feels easy for you and you can pull it all the way into your nose, for seated athletes, I just want you to do these pencil push-ups, moving the head around like you're pointing the head left and right and up and down, but you're still doing the pencil push-ups. As always with this kind of stuff, the quicker you move the pencil, the harder it gets. And then for those of you that are standing, again, if you can pull the pencil all the way in, you're gonna slowly turn in a circle as you do the pencil push-ups. Make sure you do an even number of circles in both directions. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm going to bring you into a little bit more vestibular work. So for seated athletes, you can cross the arms over the chest and you're going to circle your upper body kind of around your lower body. Bring your head with you. Imagine like you were on a roller coaster spinning around fast. I should just call these roller coasters. Okay, remember to do an even number of spins in each direction. If you are standing and blind and or visually impaired, then you're gonna do spinning circles, twirling around, channel your inner little kid. And again, make sure you do an even number of circles in each direction. Okay, hopefully I hit all of the levels there. If you're still doing pencil push-ups, maybe do 5 or 6 more. Yeah. Okay. When you've done those 5 or 6, I'll have you put the pencil down. Good. Let's reach the arms up one more time. Interlacing the fingers. Taking a nice articulating dive forward. Take an inhale at the bottom. And then exhale, roll yourself back up. And hands come all the way down. We'll close the eyes. We'll find the breath again. And then let's find that same body scan moving down from our head, through our jaws and our neck, our shoulders, out through our arms and hands. How is your chest and belly feeling? How is your back feeling? Moving down through your hips, your thighs, your knees and calves. Can you feel your feet on the floor or base of the wheelchair? Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining today, everybody. It's good to see you all again. I'm just going to stop this recording.